What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of Master Moats Film Session, baby. Film session. There we go. That sounds a lot better. So, with that being said, man, we're going to break down a couple plays. The first one being the Bud Dupree strip sack that happened in the third quarter last week of the Steelers and Browns game. And, of course, you know what I'm going to do. Play it for you full speed one time. That's my man Bud Dupree right there. Let you see how it all transpired. And then from there, we'll break it down. Little inside spin. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bam. Sack, force, fumble. Big time play at that particular point in the game. So now let's really dive into this thing and see what we have here. All right, so first to start it out, you see Steelers are using, from a personnel standpoint, 4 linebackers, 1 D lineman. So you see this is Bud, TJ, Vince, Mark Barron. That's Cam Hayward, the only D lineman out there, okay? And they're using, people have called it the amoeba front, a rover. That's what we called it here in Pittsburgh when I was playing. Called it a rover front, where you see everybody just kind of walking around. And on the back end, they're just playing, I mean, it's a basic cover 3, but they're going to have a 2-high shell. But as we always talk about identifiers for cover 3, is the curl flat defender. So Mike Hilton, once the ball snaps, he buzzes out under 1. Cam Sutton, and right here, they're inverting it. So Cam Sutton is going to be the middle third. Not Joe. This is, I think this is Edmonds right here. He's going to come down and play this curl flat. And then Joe's going to be vertical 1/3. Mika's going to be the middle robber pretty much. So back to what I was talking about in terms of them walking around like this. The biggest thing is this obvious pass situation, and you want to find ways to confuse the offensive line. You want to have them not be able to identify who is in the rush and who is in coverage, and hopefully get a guy coming free, or at least get your one-on-one. So as we're playing this thing, you see the guys is bouncing around. You see Cam lining up over the center. He's going back and forth. Bud's over here. Obviously Mark, so it makes it like they're about to have some type of blitz, right? But once the ball snaps, you'll see Cam dart out of here. And then from there, you'll see Mark drop into his coverage responsibilities. Like I said, this is Edmonds right here. So right there, that's Mark buzzing out. That's Mike Hilton buzzing out. You see 1 and 2 right here. They essentially take over the deep, or the hook defenders, the hook drop. So once we pause the tape, the reason why a lot of coordinators like this, in particular Steeler coaches like this, is because pre-snap it gives the illusion that it's a pressure. When we talked about, we had Mark Barron walking around, we had Vince walking around, we had Cam walking around. So pre-snap, that offensive line for the Browns is thinking, okay, it's some type of blitz. But all you're doing is a simulated pressure. You still have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in the rush. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in coverage, which is what you want. And to make it look exotic, all you do is invert certain people. So typically in a cover 3, Mark Barron will be on a hook drop. The other linebacker will be on a hook drop. All you do now is take Mark and put him out here as a curl flat defender. Now you're taking your 2 safeties that were high, showing that cover 2 look, walking them down and having them playing hook drops. Mike Hilton, who was on the edge, he bursts out. And then Cam Sutton, who was around the line, think like Troy Polamalu used to do, right? Showing down like he's about to blitz off the edge. Excuse me. He's sprinting back and playing middle third. So it's 1, 2, 3, basic cover 3. But how they got to it, how they built to it, is what made it unique. And the reason why you need some of that window dressing is to make the quarterback and Baker Mayfield hold the ball a little bit longer than he would like, because he has to decipher through all of this. But then from the front standpoint, instead of just aligning with 4 guys and doing the game of, all right, my guys are better than your guys, sometimes you want to have them thinking a little bit so you can use some of the athletic ability that this D-line possesses and these outside linebackers possess to take advantage of them. So I'll play it one more time for you real quick in that full speed. And then we'll slow-mo it, focusing on Bud and his rush. So you see the movement around. You see Cam sitting down here early, showing one thing like he's about to come. Now he's dripping out of there. Walk him in. Burst, but you see Baker. Pressure immediately. And he has to get around the scramble because he didn't even get a chance to decipher all of this. And then we get the strip sack. Now that's the coverage element of it. Now let's look at Bud and his rush. So here he is. going against the sub tackle. See the inside spin move, and we will really talk about these fundamentals on this rush. So you see Bud right now, he knows, all right, I'm one-on-one. This guy might come to help. He gets off fast, makes that tackle kick. The interior spin move, look at that backhand slap. The back, they ultimately turn his body all the way around, and now that guard is on his back. Now, I would love for him to have made that sack right there, but he misses him. Baker does a good job making Vince miss and TJ. Got to get your layups. But Bud continues to show his hunger, continues to show that motor ultimately, and comes back to get the big tackle and the big sack to force the fumble. But the spin move is the thing of beauty when done the right way. You have to take the tackle up the field. And sometimes early on in Bud's career, he wanted to spin a lot and he wouldn't take the tackle up the field enough to get him opening up. But because Bud had already beat this tackle early in the game around the edge, he had to respect his speed. And by doing so, that ultimately allowed him to have that spin move. It gave him that separation in between the guard and tackle. And with this offhand, we always call it ice picking. So you want to stab the back of that tackle with your arm or your elbow or your hand. And that ultimately gets you back facing the right way and clears your hips. You see right there, that part right there, that got him back on upfield. And then the guard just helped him out. We appreciate you on that. But make the sack right here, bud. Don't leave it up to chance. And Vince, get you a layup. TJ, get you a layup too. But that's all right because you got him later in the game. But there you go, Bud Dupree. Forced fumble on the sack. Be an athlete, O-lineman. I don't know who you are. And then Big Cam, the captain. Go get you the ball. And you know what you do afterwards. Got to go celebrate, baby. Gotta love it. The next play we're going to break down is the James Washington touchdown that tied the game in the second quarter right before halftime. I personally think this was the play of the game. It ultimately changed the whole feel, the whole outlook, and the momentum. And from there, obviously, they came out of the half and were able to continue that productivity. But this was a huge play in the game, and with, I believe it was a minute left in the second quarter. Now I'm going to play the play at full speed. You'll see James Washington right here. Bottom of the screen. See him beating the press, single man coverage, getting a little pass interference action, making the big time catch. Right away, we know it's cover one. You see single high safety. You see these guys flat backs, up tight, pressed. You know right away it's man coverage. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the thing that I do like is this. With Duck, we've talked about how in the past with Mason, how he wasn't taking the shots deep or giving the guys opportunities to make those plays downfield. But with this coverage right here, you know right now any of these guys can win early. And if they're winning, you got to give them a chance to get that rock. So with James Washington being off the ball, he knows he doesn't have to worry about the press as much as Tevin, who's right here just off his alignment. You see the space right there. So he gets a freer release. And then from there, you watch his size and his speed combination. This is what makes him so special and why he was drafted in the second round. There we go. Ball snap. Look at James. So he got the free release. Couldn't get the hands on him. Now he already has his head past him, right? And his corner's on his backside. It's too late now. Now he's going to stack him, which is great fundamentals. By stacking him, that puts this defender in a trail position and makes him have to commit a pass interference on you. As you saw right there, him jumping on his back. And then from there, just elite level focus, eye and hand coordination to go ahead and make that catch like that while the defender is trying to dive across him. But it all started with how he stacks this defender. As a corner or anybody in defense while you're in coverage, you never want to be in that position right there. Right now, you are stacked. He can go left, he can go right, he can go vertical. There's nothing you can do. It's a terrible position to be in. And by him doing that, now you have to commit a foul. So you see the DB is trying to guess. Do I take this way? Do I go that way? And honestly, what should have happened for this DB, once he gets in this position right here, in cover one, you know, okay, if it's a vertical, I know my safety's in the middle of the field. So if you have to pick a side in terms of what you want to take away, you slice outside because you know you have the safety inside. If you slice inside and Duck throws this ball away anywhere over here, you're going to be beat because you can't get across his body and he can't get to you. But with this safety right here, with this corner, he's kind of all over the place. And then Duck, like I said, does a great job as far as giving James a ball that he can go up and make a play on. We'll slow it down one more time for you at the point of the catch. Right there. You see him drifting that way. Now in this corner is like, man, I don't know. You're just in no man's world. Now you have to commit the penalty. And then just awesome job going to catch that ball like that. That is not easy. That is big time football. So you see the safety cheating over a little bit. Winning right now. Stack position. That's just beautiful. Let's slow it down while he makes that catch. Look at Duck holding the safety with his eyes. Now we're looking over there. Now we're releasing that thing. Gotta foul him. Insane. Insane. Look at young Duck in the pocket. Hold the safety with his head movement. And you can see that all by the stripe on his helmet as well. Beautiful throw and catch. Awesome job. So, definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, man. And until next time, baby, peace.